Hey Facebook. I should have did this video yesterday. I was just talking to someone that I really care about, and we were discussing how when you allow something outside of you to affect what's going on inside of you, it makes it very hard for you to keep control over your own peace, over your own happiness, over your own life in general. So the reason I wanted to do it yesterday was because, quite a few people around me, even present company included, right? We're all trying to get a grip on the fact that what we see playing out in our lives is basically a result of the things that we do, that we think about, that we manifest, things that we invite in our lives, whether we know it or not. I usually use the example of the fact that, like, if you decide you want to go up or down some stairs, then your brain tells your feet, to climb the steps or descend, right? So that's what usually happens. So the same thing happens with the things that we choose in our lives. We get to choose, like, where... Oh, that phone just, shut down. Okay, let me turn it off. We get to choose, where we live. When I left Chicago back in, originally in 2011, I went to Las Vegas. Mordecai, be quiet, okay? He's always loud when I get on here. So I went to Las Vegas in 2011, and I didn't have anything. I had my oldest son. I had my oldest son's hand in my hand. And I got on a plane and I went to Las Vegas. And when I got there, I looked for a place to stay. After I got there, I got on Craigslist and looked for a car. But before I left, I said so many prayers before I left, en route, and every day while I was there. And yes, that was in a disfellowship state at the time, FYI. So, I chose what I wanted, and I made it work, and I asked for blessings in accordance with that choice, those choices. Within a week of leaving Chicago in January of 2011, it was probably January 30th or January 31st, and there was a blizzard that night in Chicago. So I just got out by the, skin of my, it was very last minute. And I was pregnant with Mordecai. He was not due until March, but he came early. He was born he was born a month early. So yeah. Anyway, I made the choice that I no longer wanted to be in Chicago. And once I no longer wanted to be in Las Vegas, I also left Las Vegas. And now here I am in Georgia. These are the decisions that I made. Did I have it all together when I left Las Vegas? I did not. I left all of my furniture, the majority of my belongings, gave it all to Goodwill. All of my things. And I just packed up the necessities that I could fit in my trunk. And whatever couldn't fit in my trunk, I put it in the front seat, because in the back seat I had my kids in tow. So we left Las Vegas, you guys. We left Las Vegas and we came to Georgia by choice, you know? So just imagine if I would have had someone who was telling me, no, you can't do that. Or worse yet, what if that person was along for the ride? And what if they were constantly saying, no, that's not going to work, this can't happen. And then they were very resistant to it. And they probably, because of how opposed they were to it, they probably would have caused a lot of friction in the choice that I was trying to make, making it difficult for me to carry it out. So that's what life is like when we allow any type of outside influence to govern what space is occupied in our heads or in our minds and in our thoughts. Those are the things that are going to manifest in your life. Consciousness goes, no. Energy goes where consciousness flows. So whatever it is that you're conscious of, whatever it is that you're thinking about, that's where all the energy is going to become active. And energy will flow in that direction and will bring more of that consciousness into your space. So if you are a person who is a Bears fan, Chicago Bears, and you're wearing like a Bears hat and a Bears jersey, and you're out and about, you might, get a few people talking to you about other teams, but mostly you're gonna attract Bears fans. Or just because of the simple fact that it's football that you like, people are going to speak up to you about football, and you guys are going to have conversations, and you're going to enjoy the conversation because it's something that that you're wearing proud. So just trying to kind of help people to understand how we attract in our lives the things that we think about. Oh my gosh. And it's funny because, I'm trying to remember, where did I do that video on mental telepathy? I can't remember because I got all these different social networks, but somewhere I did that video, and yeah, I don't know, but when you're thinking about someone, usually they'll end up popping up one way or another. And this goes for, any spirit living or alive. Oh man. And sometimes when you are having thoughts of someone, it's because they were already having thoughts of you. It's not always you being the one who initiated the contact, so to speak. Wow. excuse me, my energy is clearing, and I feel like I'm channeling, and I have like this I have this overall good feeling. As you all can probably tell, like my energy was just haywire earlier today. So I was just like doing TikToks and just kind of having fun, just trying to like work off some of the energy that I ended up working up over the past few days, because it's been really busy. It's been really busy with clients and classes and just everything. Hi, thank you. Can't even see the little message I just went. Oh, hey, Edward. Oh, it's nice to hear from you. But yeah, like I was like trying to shake off some of that energy today. Oh, thank you. You are too. You are too. How's that little guy doing? You're such a good dad. But yeah, I had to work off some of that energy, y'all. Thank you. I appreciate that. It feels good to be smiling. It feels so good. Hi, David. It feels so good to be smiling. He good? Okay, good. Yeah. But, y'all, man, there's so much going on in this world. Y'all so sweet. Thank you. It's so much going on in this world. And, like, you know, we just want to spread positivity. Hey, thank you. You know, we just want to spread positivity and good vibes, and there are a lot of things that we all could be frustrated about, and that's what I was mentioning in my live earlier today. Like, I was choosing to like think about those things that stress me out, but you know, I had to get a lot of that stuff off my chest, you know. Get that stuff off my chest and just worry about what I can control and not what I can't control, but at least try to put my mind on the positive things. So those would be the things that would drive me more mentally, you know. Like I said before, you know, you just kind of want to think about the glass being more half full rather than half empty. And when you concentrate on things like that, then you're going to attract people who are like, oh yeah, I love glasses that are half full. I'd rather look at them as being half full rather than half empty. And you got all these people who are going to, you know, commend you for it because that's what they like. And then, but if it's somebody who has a glass that's half empty, then you know, it's usually going to make them, you know, agitated with you for seeing it as half full, and they don't want to be bothered, and they will walk away. And so that's how you end up attracting like-minded people. Whatever you wear, you know, your personality, your energy. Energy speaks volumes. Like, I had a friend. Oh my God. I shouldn't say had. That sounds so bad. Because when he hears this, I know he's going to be like, what in the world? So, no, I didn't mean that. I have a friend who I had to take a break from because our energies weren't matching. Not at all. And so it caused a lot of friction. And I was like, I can't allow. Oh, thank you. You're so sweet. Thank you, David. I appreciate that. And I was like, I at the, you know, point that I'm in my life with my classes, my self-employment, and me learning how to control myself and my personal space, it was hard when someone was always like jerking at my energy and tugging as if it were a line and was always yanking at it, and it's like, I need to remain stabilized. I have to be stabilized. I'm a mom of 2 precious boys, and I have to, I'm their provider. Of course, their dad helps, but still, like, I'm the main provider. And while I'm trying to concentrate on the things that I am doing to grow and to learn and to better myself and to be a better mom and to be a better person and to be just stable in all areas, not just financially. I'm taking these classes because I need to figure out how to make my purpose work also be the thing that, provides for my household, because it's what I enjoy doing. So, why not create services that are going to be the thing that takes care of us, right? A person only does what you allow them to do. My mother used to tell me that all the time. And don't let nobody take your energy. That's what the boys are there for. You are so right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so like, but that just goes to show, like, that's that whole thing about, whatever your thoughts are, you're going to attract that in your life. And if you are constantly focusing on things that, cause frustration or stress, you're really going to start talking about these things. They're going to come out of your mouth, and then you're going to attract people who enjoy listening to it, because misery loves company. Misery loves company, and everybody's like, oh yeah, you got those problems, I got those props too. And they like, we got these props together, let's go get a drink. And it's like, it's not nothing wrong with that when you're venting and you need to get things off your chest. And everybody, will have like a friend or whatever where we need to have an outlet. But at the same time, we know that that friend is not going to bottle it up and carry it with them, right? So, but if that's who you are and you do it a lot, you're going to end up attracting other people who like that. And it's like, okay, so, and then you get so complacent and so used to the situation as if that's how life is and is supposed to be. When you could be surrounding yourself with, either people who are of like minds, when you are trying to level up, or do better for yourself. I mean, because let's face it, the world that we live in is trying to do just the opposite to all of us. So we're striving hard to do what we need to do in order to, make a living and have more than just peace, have a measure of happiness, more than just a small measure. We deserve more than that. Everybody deserves more than that. So, yeah, I was just talking to someone before doing this live, right? We deserve that. Yeah, I was talking to someone I really care about. And when you can't really see eye to eye on things like that, it's okay to disagree, So I had to tell him, I'm like, well, if you don't see it that way and you choose to talk about it, it's okay to vent. But like, when you keep doing it and it's a regular thing, it affects your spirit. And it's not necessarily the words that are said, it's the energy that's put out. Somebody can put energy out and not say 2 words. And that's why you'll see me saying in some of my posts, like, it's not the language. It's not what a person is saying to me. They can be talking to me until they're blue in the face. They can be giving me so much information, but I'm picking up more on their energy. It took me a very long time it took me a very long time to not put more focus into someone than I put into myself. Oh my gosh, me too, David. Me too. That was the hardest part of marriage. That was so hard. It's so hard finding that balance when you're married. Because as a married couple, you do want to, put energy in your mate, of course, obviously. But it's going to be very hard for you to do that if you don't have the appropriate amount of energy that you had invested in yourself. How can you give if you're empty? And if you're only half full and you're trying to build someone up who's like a third of or a quarter of the way full, you guys are going to really, it's going to take a lot of hard work on both ends, right? And that's okay, That's okay. You said you haven't been there yet at your age. Perfectly okay. Life has a way of making sure that we have what we need at the time that we need it, and making sure that we don't have something in our lives if it's not conducive to, our well-being or even our purpose. And I know a lot of people aren't really to a point where they feel like they want to live for their purpose, but and that's all the same thing too, as far as a right time and place for everything, But yeah. And here I am. I've been married since 1997. Still not divorced yet. Still separated. And I don't want to make it seem like I've been separated since then. No, we were together for over 2 decades. Well over 2 decades. And I'm learning now that, I don't think I want to get remarried. I don't think I want to get remarried after 20 plus years. I don't think I can see. I am really enjoying my time to myself. I'm enjoying my space. Like, this whole virtual thing, y'all, it's dangerous. It make a sister comfortable. No, but I enjoy company. I enjoy people. I enjoy relationships, but oh no, marriage is beautiful. I'm not going to talk against it, but I put in 20 years. Let me see. I've helped so many females get ahead. Ooh, okay. Only to be left behind and constantly find myself having to start over from ground zero. I know what that's like. Am I done with love? No. Edward, don't ask me no questions. That's gonna get me saying some stuff on here that's gonna offend some people. I'm not done with love. I'm done with marriage. And that's gonna offend a lot of people. You do know that. That's going to offend a lot of people who feel that marriage is a must if you're going to have love. Not for me. But yeah, everybody has their own choices to make. I love how I did that one post that I was talking about, and I know that wasn't me. I know that was channeled information, but that one post, you said, you got it, huh? You know what I'm talking about. I'm like, I'm good on that. I'm so good on that. Ain't nobody running my life and making me live in a box no more. You know, I am not some standard little item that comes in the little pink box. I'm done. I'm good. Hey, Kenny, thank you for joining. But I did that post where it's like, you know, I don't judge people for their choices. I'm not going to judge. Even the person that I was talking to before this, like, I don't judge him for his choices at all. It's his free will. I think that it's wrong to judge people when everybody has free will. But we can make the choice to, like, you said, go ahead with your past. And I'm just saying, I mean, you know, I'm just saying how I feel right here and now. I'm not, I don't know, like, who knows what might change in the future. But, like, for now, the things that I'm doing, it's very hard to consider something like that. There's no way I would even have the space or the time, you know? I need my space. I need my space. I need my energy to be free of friction while I'm building. So I had one guy in my inbox. He came in my inbox talking about, oh, don't tell me you one of those women who you all about business and you don't have time for a relationship. I'm like, I guess if that's what it's called. I mean, I don't mind. I've been in relationships, you know, but they all usually end up the same, where it's like, because I am so engrossed in what I'm trying to build right now, after 20 years of doing what you did, David, investing in us rather than also making sure that I'm straight, I didn't make sure that I was straight. I didn't build my personal credit. I didn't do things that I would need because I never foresaw myself as being, you know, like out here the way I am now. So now it's time for me to do that. And now I don't have time for, you know, to play no games about it. Like, I got 2 kids I'm taking care of. I love them dearly. Like, they're going to be provided for, and I can't let anything, you know, get in the way of all that I have going on, you know. If it complements it, that's one thing, but everything is just, I don't know. It's really hard, especially because of the type of work that I'm doing. It's not the kind of thing that's common amongst, you know, couples. So yeah. But yeah, like, I feel like everybody has free will. I don't hold that against anybody, whatever it is that they choose. But if what they choose in some way conflicts with what I have going on, then it's fine for them. But it also, I can't allow it to impede my progress, you know? So take each day as it comes. Live it as if it were your last. Yeah, the next day isn't promised. That's some good advice. Very, very good advice. Yeah. I love that. I've been really trying to just release everything to God and allow God to guide me, like guide my every step, you know, so that I don't overdo it. Excuse me. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to not do enough. So I remain busy, but I also trust in, you know, where I'm being led. He said that's what you do on a daily basis. That's really good. And it takes a lot of self-control, you know. But that's good. Yeah, so I just, you know, I love to encourage people, and I'm realizing more and more that that's, you know, like part of my makeup. That's part of my makeup. I've always been that way. I've always been someone who was, helping others. Whether it's showing them by my example or teaching them what I've experienced. Things like that. I love to show and tell, Like I couldn't change if I wanted to. I've been like that, y'all. I've been always in front of the camera, always talking, always running my mouth. All our family videos. I'm like, oh, I'm sick of myself in all of these home videos. Dang, like, why I gotta be in every scene? That was funny. But yeah. And then when I was little, I had like all these experiences. I was that little girl who always got a U in conduct on my report card for talking. She talks too much in class. Like, always talking in class. When I was really little, my mother had me in a ballet class. I was probably like pre-K age. And the teacher was like, you might want to pull July out of here because all she does is like disrupts the class and has them following her. The dance moves that she wants them to do, like she's got all of them like doing, like she's the instructor. Oh my God, that's embarrassing to say. It's kind of embarrassing. Let me see. I do it so well that I have others thinking that I have more or doing better than I really am. Yeah. When you said not July. I was a good little girl, but hey, I was very talkative. And I always was like taking the lead. Oh my gosh. And it, I love to teach. That's all. I just love to teach. I love to teach what I know. That's all. And I realized that that's just in my DNA. If I was doing that before kindergarten and ballet. But yeah, Dave, you said you do it so well, huh? That's pretty cool that people they don't have one over on you, and they don't never know what is truly going on. They don't know all your business. In other words, people don't always need to know all your business, especially depending on the way you move. There's, definitely advantages in that. Yeah. I'm actually quite the opposite. But there are times where there's still things, of course, that I don't divulge. But basically, I'm just my life is a book. My life is an open book. So I feel like my life is a template. An example. Even when I was working with the YouTuber and I had a chance to get mentored alongside him. He used my progress and my products and my website and all that to be used as a template for everybody in the class, in the course, So, and I'm like, that's how my life has always been. My life has always been like, here's an example of something for you, Man. I never really thought about it, but that's how it's always been, and that is like a blessing. Ooh, y'all, when y'all recognize that, do you know that, like, I don't know, I don't want to sound outlandish, but when you recognize that your life is a template, and that you can be used as an example for the greater good, that's what we're talking about here, obviously. Do you realize that everything will be taken care of for you so that you can continue to be that example? All you have to do is put faith in all of that. Once you put faith in that, you don't have to worry. Like, if everybody recognized that, and that's part of, like, what I've stepped into my purpose to teach. That's part of it. Like, we all have a purpose. We all were created with our own little unique qualities, abilities, talents, habits, all these different things, and all the things that have happened in our lives. Like David was saying, he hasn't been married yet. So you have a story that's an example for others. Everybody's life is an example. And again, we want to always look at the glass half full, you know, or completely full. But in other words, you know, changing negatives into a positive, in other words. Knowing that things, you know, when they're happening, they're just building us up toward what our purpose is. And so when we see things like that, when we see things in that way, from that perspective, we no longer have anxiety about the things that are going on, because we know that they are leading to something. And especially when we don't have so much resistance, sometimes the resistance adds to frustration, you know, right? Does that make sense to you? Like, sometimes the resistance can just make things that much more worse. But when we recognize and count our blessings, we begin to see even more hidden blessings and things that may have once felt like an issue or a problem or something to get frustrated about or something to complain about. We start to recognize these things as part of our journey that are here to go into our story for a purpose. What's dude name on is it Kim Jong or who's the little funny guy? But did you die? Right? So, like, what doesn't kill us, it makes us stronger. And we're okay. We're survivors, you know? We're survivors. You know, a lot of us have been through a lot. And for those who, you know, if their time has passed, their lives are not to be forgotten. When they were here, you know, on the earth, their lives are not to be forgotten, and their life stories. So, like, but yeah, if we choose to look at it in that way, like, ooh, you know, it's a template and people are going to learn from it, and I'm going to be able to help people who may not have been able to handle the things in the same way that I was able to handle them, so I can show them the ropes a little bit. Or if I knew I should have did something, but I didn't do it that way, and then an undesirable thing happened, and I can teach somebody that too. I can show somebody where I got burned when I wasn't supposed to be touching the hot coals. So like all of those things, all of the experiences are useful. All of them are. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to talk about it because I was having that conversation earlier before I got on here. I was having that conversation on the phone, and when I told that person, when I was like, hey, I respect how you feel, but I gotta, protect what I'm doing and my space. And I was like, okay. So then when I touched the phone, because I had on my headphones, my earplugs or whatever, not earplugs, earphones. I had on my earphones. And so when I went to touch the phone, I hit the end button. And it sounded like I was trying to hang up abruptly, and I wasn't. So, yeah. Anyway, that's funny. But, yeah, y'all, life is, like you said, life is short, and we just want to make the best of it. Make the best of it, and make sure that whatever it is that we are inviting in our lives is, let it be things that we want, things that we like, things that we enjoy. Don't invite the wrong things in. Don't make that mistake and put out that energy, especially to the wrong people. Because, honey, they will bring it. They will bring you all of the, the things that will rock your world. So, yeah, just be mindful. I thought I'd share that information with you guys tonight. So I'm going to hop off of here. I'm glad I got a chance to have these outlets. So I love you guys, and I'll be hollering at you guys again soon. Y'all take care.